I know someone's going in to see her. I'm not worrying, is she up, is she dressed, is she had something to eat? So that's really good for me.
When did you begin to realise that help might be needed? What had happened?
What triggered it was Mum's friend died, and Mum was quite shocked by it. She got quite confused. She got very upset. She was like, I'm the last one. It was all her friendship group she felt had gone.
Yeah.
And it led to Mum feeling down, depressed. And then this anxiety came in and she started getting concerned about everything. Everything was a worry. She didn't want to do anything. She couldn't remember how to do things, basic things. I remember at one point her saying to me, I can't remember how to make scrambled eggs. How do you make scrambled eggs? And I was like,
did that worry you?
Yeah. Up until that point, she'd come walking with me with a dog. She was very active. She still drove. You know, everything. She was still bright as a button. Then all of a sudden, it was like overnight that had gone. And then she stopped eating. She wasn't eating anything.
Oh.
So she went from being what was like, in a woman's terms, a size 16 to a size 10. We took her up to the hospital and she had a meeting to basically talk about a memory at the memory clinic, and the guy said, we can't do it, she's too distressed, she's too gone. So they brought in a nurse from what they called the HIT squad, the home intensive team of nurses. She said, right, we're going to come and visit you at home. So they started coming out and seeing Mum, and she just got progressively worse and worse. I'd be working at home and get called up and I'd have to drop whatever we were doing and leave Steve with the kids, and it was like, right, I'll be back in a bit. And it was like being on call. We needed the help. She got so bad. Yeah. And it got so bad. And my dad, bless him, he loves her to bits, but he was in denial. Yeah. She had to go into hospital, and then she was in hospital for 6 months. Right. She was nowhere she could come home. While she was in hospital, I was looking at, do I go down a care route to go home for my dad? But at first that was no. I looked at getting, putting her into a care home, emergency care homes, or putting her somewhere. But then it was like no one understood exactly what was the matter with her. It took ages for the doctors to unravel it. I remember letting her through that door at the hospital and just not knowing if she'd ever come out. And it was hard, and it was COVID time, and only one person could visit her in the wards, and my daughter didn't want to see her. She couldn't bear to see her because
she wasn't Granny anymore.
She wasn't Nana, yeah. And she wouldn't see her. She wouldn't come to see the hospital. And I did little videos and things, and the kids said they loved her, etc. But Bethany wouldn't go visit her at all. Not while she was in hospital at all.
This sounds extraordinarily upsetting. And yet here we are now in a much better situation. So I want to take the journey on a bit, because this is where it gets positive. I mean, the organisation we're talking about is called Home Instead.
Yeah, so...
which is a much better alternative, clearly, for your mum. How did you get to where you are? How did you find Home Instead, for example?
So, in the hospital, it's quite good. There's a lot of panel of things. And in the geriatric part, they have somebody who is there, like, on the patient's behalf. So they knew that they needed a really good care package for Mum. I was very, key in that Mum just didn't need a carer to just come in and they go, there you go, there's your medication, see you, bye. Not just like a little in and out the door. That's not what she needed. It was very key that who we needed to be able to fit in with our lives, fit in with what we needed, Mum and Dad. And we looked around at different ones, and the best solution that we found was Home Instead. They do an hour. They come out and see me. Mum, I remember at the first appointment when they came out, before Mum came home, they came out and we talked to them. So we talked to the different people and the carers, and we sort of said, we said about what I wanted, what Dad wanted, what we needed. And then they got to meet Mum. So the carers came in. So we thought the best thing to do is the carer would come in the morning, get Mum, help her get ready, etc., have her medications, spend a bit of time doing little jobs, maybe the ironing, the washing up, spending some time with her. And then my dad would get up later that morning, so at least someone had been in to see Mum. I know someone's going in to see her. I'm not worrying, is she up, is she dressed, has she had something to eat, has she had her meds? So that's really good for me.
And you can tell, if you don't mind me saying, you have transformed facially
Yeah.
from being terribly upset
Yeah.
and distressed, thinking about how it was. And look at you now,
Yeah.
talking about how it is. It's transformed your
Well,
life,
yeah,
hasn't it? Look
'cause
at
I'm
you.
not having to
You're
come
bright
up.
and smiling. Your face is lit up.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about the care your mum gets.
Yeah, it's great. I'm not worrying in the morning. And I know how difficult it is, but they come in. She looks forward to them coming. They've got used to her now. There's quite a few regulars who come and see her. What's really good is they come at night about 8:30, about 8:45, something like that. Which is quite late, really.
I was going to say that's quite late. That's brilliant.
So they come in late and she gets an hour. And if it's nice weather, they go for a walk outside. So they'll take her for a walk and, you know, they'll go somewhere and then they'll come back and she has her meds. Or they'll sit and play cards. Or they'll play Boggle. Don't know if you've ever heard of the word game Boggle.
It's a word game, yeah.
So, and it's really good. She gets a chance to talk to them and she's using, you know, she's still using her brain, doing things. It's so good that I'm actually even thinking now that I feel like she needs a bit more. So I'm thinking now maybe seeing if I can get someone to come in during the day for an hour or two and maybe take her out, because I think she'd really benefit, because it's not just somebody coming in and giving you medication. It's about the company, the conversation, the stimulation, you know, of having someone in, and it's almost kind of like people become mini friends, you know.
I want to ask, just to finish, do your children have Nana back? Are they more comfortable with her? Will they now spend time with her?
Yeah, they are more comfortable and they do help with my mum. My 16-year-old comes up and she cooks for them and she cooks the meals for them. She's a right little cook, because they come to our house every Sunday for Sausage Sunday and they'll stay for a meal, and Bethany usually cooks the meal.
So how is life for you now, Jane? We've talked about your mum and your dad. How is it for you and Steve?
I am mentally in a better place now. I'm more together, I'm more controlled. I've been able to move on with my career now. I've recently taken a new job role, so that was really good, and I feel that I can start to put things back a little bit. It's not just me who's looking after mum now. You know, there's other people to do it, other people who can watch and care. And you know, I get phone calls from home and said if they're not sure about something, they'll ring me up, they'll update me, they'll tell me about, you know, things going on. And I see the carers and talk to the carers. So that's fine, and I can trust it. I can trust not to come up every night. I don't have to ring up every single day, and my dad's not ringing me as much now. So me and Steve are better. We're spending a bit more time together, which we didn't get a chance to do before. I have got my mum back. She might not be the same person as she was before, but you know, she's not gone, has she? We've still got her.